Hello, my lovelies. Your favorite fabulous fairy here, and today I want to talk to you about something that has plagued me my entire life, and that is stress. How many of us have stress just randomly throughout the day? We don't really know why. We wake up with it sometimes. It'll hit us like a train out of the middle of nowhere when we're having a perfectly good day. Where is this stress coming from? Why is it here? Are there things that we can do to change it? I'm going to try to answer that for us, and hopefully I can shed some light on the subject of stress. Okay, so there are so many things that can contribute to us being stressed out. Financial situations, loved ones, pieces of nature falling in front of your camera out of nowhere. Hi, nature. How are you? It wants to be videotaped, I guess. Ponytail palm tree, go away! Okay, so... fairy life, right? Anyways, lots of things can contribute to your stress. Children even, spouses, people that friends, co-workers, work situations, something that you've kind of put on the back burner that you probably should have kept to the forefront. All these things can completely contribute to your stress, it growing, and all of this. Okay, so there's days where you wake up and you're annoyed. You're stressed out, you're feeling completely intoxicated by the feeling of anxiety. Your chest is clenched together and nothing has happened in your life. Your bills are currently paid for once, right? Your children are to school on time where you don't have any. Everything seems to be going fine, but you wake up with this intense amount of stress. What is this and why is this? Okay, so short answer would be you're experiencing someone else's stress. And you're like, well, how can that be? How can I be experiencing somebody else's stress? It's very possible. So we all are energy. We all give off energy. When we're happy, when we're sad, when we're mad, it gives off like a literal vibration. There have been documents and studies that have found that a lot of times this residual energy ghost that we're coming across doesn't even have to be a dead person. It could be somebody who just lived in the house prior and they were very, very upset and they were always stomping their feet and this and that. So when they're hearing the foot stomping and the door slamming and the this and that, they're actually just getting residual energy from the past person who lived there. So knowing that energy can pass from a person to an object in a living state, or after they're deceased even, what makes you so skeptical to think that you could get energies from people just by interacting with them in everyday life? It's completely true, and it happens to me all the time. Whether you're an empath or just an everyday Joe, you're getting affected by the surroundings, okay? By people's energies, by what's on their mind, everything. It absorbs into us. That's one reason why I say taking a bath or a ritual bath is so important, to cleanse off that negative energy, or just not even just negative energies in general. You don't want to come home with somebody else's feelings, and that's prevalent in today's society, and it becomes more so each day as more people become awakened. Can we take just like a little moment to say how awesome my hair is? My twin did it for me. I told him I wanted the white still in there, and I wanted all my crazy colors, so we did moss green. It's this pretty greenish, like green gray, and we did watercolor blue and very berry, which is the other one. But anyways, yeah. So my magnificent twin did my epic hair. I talk about this all the time, but it's grounding position. Okay, so you got your hands. I want you to clap them together. I want you to go make like a gun and put them into like a triangle, drop them in your lap. Cross your ankles if you're sitting. You're now in grounded position. Nobody can take your energy. So if you're in a car next to Susie Q and you're not the driver, you can totally do this. She can't take your energy. She can't put anything on you. You're now protected. If you're standing, cross your ankles and do the same thing. It can help with that too. So that's one of my very first things, is grounding, because you can ground yourself anywhere. The next thing I would suggest is get yourself a stone or two. I have quite an array of stones that I carry with me on a daily basis, because I never know what situation I'm going to be in, but I started with one, and this was my very first one, and I love it. This is about the size I liked because it fit really good in my hand. It just feels really, really nice. Like it knows what position to sit in and everything. You hold it in your left hand. This particular chunk is yellow feather jasper. I absolutely adore it. It was my very first stone that I ever bought. So get yourself a stone. It doesn't have to be yellow feather jasper. It doesn't have to be this big. I was told to buy, well, I went up to a metaphysical tent at like an outdoor festival kind of thing. They had rocks all over, and I didn't know what I was looking for, so I asked some questions. This is what she pointed me to, because this was before I did research on things. I just always went off of my intuition. And this was actually probably the beginning of me deciding that if I have these talents anyways and I have these powers anyways, I should learn how to use them better. So there is some studying that goes along with that. This rock was my very first step. It is good for so many things. Yellow feather jasper, one of the things is independence, your solar plexus, freedom from addiction, shaman travel, things like that. Okay, so she told me I could hold it in my hand, I could ask for what I wanted to. This rock gives me a feeling of protection and safety when I'm in a car. And I'm actually, I have PTSD really bad from a really traumatic car accident that I almost didn't survive in. Barrel rolled 3 times, landed on top of another car, bounced off of that, landed on top of another car, and then, no wait, bounced off the one truck, then bounced off the other, yeah, and then landed on my driver's side door. It was crazy, and I still have trouble being in a car even, or having my eyes open, and if I see, like, we're driving this way and somebody's coming and they don't stop when I think they should stop right here, my heart drops like it's going to happen again. So I'm not, like, the best travel buddy. This, however, is a great travel buddy. Holding onto this rock helps me feel calm, it helps me feel secure, and if I'm in a situation where I'm around somebody who's kind of making me feel not okay, or I'm just feeling like a lot of anxiety, this was my best friend. It really was. I could just hold it. I could feel it. My fingers know the grooves of this rock. And touching it really brings me some satisfaction and some sense of security. And it takes your mind, that back part of your mind, off of whatever the negativity is. So I really suggest getting yourself a chunk of something. Now, it does not have to be that. I have an arrangement of rocks. I would not suggest malachite. It would be the only one that I know of so far, which I'm new in my studies on crystals. But every crystal I own, I know an extensive amount about. But the only one that I would not say would be this one, and this is malachite. And that's because it intensifies any feelings you already have. So you don't want that. You want protective stones. A really good protective stone that I love, this one right here, is tourmaline quartz. Okay, so it's black tourmaline inside quartz, so it's amplified. Another really good one would be amethyst. Okay, so there's a chunk of purple amethyst right there. Pretty much any of these, the labradorite I talk about all the time. I've got a bunch of citrine and calcite, green calcite, yellow calcite. I have jade. This is a piece of quartz that's been colored. And I have a Apache tear, which Apache tear is obsidian, and you want to make sure that you cleanse that all the time if you're using that one all the time. But it can also help protect you and take away negativity. So any of those I would suggest using if you are extremely stressed out. Just pick up your rock and hold it. And you're like, really, what is a rock going to do for me? It's going to do so much. You're going to be completely amazed by how holding a stone, it seems to take it and suck it into the stone. You don't have to hold it anymore. The stone is holding it, and you just feel lighter than air. Everything becomes very clear. Anybody who's watching this, if you've gotten stone service from me or you have crystals of your own, please feel free to leave a testament down below. I'd love to hear about it. I'd like to hear what stones you guys use and how you use them. I use mine in my left hand because I was receiving. But if you have a different way that you want to use yours, please let me know about that. I'm so curious in how everybody does their stuff. So I'm always talking about the oils. I wanted to go ahead and show you a few. The one that I started off with, my very first oil, was this one right here. Not this exact bottle. I've gone through a few of them, but it's balanced. As you can see, I go through a lot of balance. It does what the oil says it does. It balances your mood, balances your personality. This is a chemical balance because these are natural chemicals found in nature. They're cold pressed or steam distilled from the plants. All of doTERRA's oils are sourced from places that have virgin ground. So they've never had chemicals on the ground, no pesticides. They plant it with human hands. They pick it with human hands. They steam, distill, or cold press it that same exact day, and then it goes through 6 levels of testing before we get it. doTERRA oils are, you're able to eat them. You don't eat the blends, but any of like, you know, plain lavender, or like this is just bergamot and stuff, you can eat them. They take them as supplements, and I do. Let's see, I wish the camera would zoom in, but so anyway, so this is bergamot. This is another one great for stress and if you have PTSD. So I would put a drop in my hand. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Okay, now with citrus, you're not going to want to put citrus on places where the sun's going to shine. So you're not going to want to put it like on your neck or on, you know, your face or anything like that if you're going to be going out into the sun. You can put it a drop on the back of your neck where the sun isn't touching. You can also do something like what I have on my necklaces. I have all my necklaces, right? Well, this one right here, the little moon I have on there, this is actually a diffuser necklace. So it's a little piece of terracotta, and I can drop a drop of my oil right there on that, and it will kind of soak into there, and then I will have the smell diffusing around me all day. So that's another really good way to do that. I love these oils. I use lavender, I use bergamot. I mean, I can't go down the list of everything I use, but I'll show you some of my favorites for stress. This is a blend just for women. It's called Whisper. Okay, let me read to you what is in this real quick. Fractionated coconut oil, patchouli, bergamot, Hawaiian sandalwood, rose, vanilla, jasmine, cinnamon, vetiver, labradorite, cocoa, as in coca seed, as in like chocolate, and ylang-ylang. Okay, this smells divine. It's also an aphrodisiac, so careful if you're around men and stuff like that, but this will help your mood. If you're somebody who is going through a lot of stress and you can't identify where is the stress coming from, this could help you. Another one is Forgive. Okay, I love Forgive, but I don't like Forgive at all if I've got nothing to forgive. If there's not anything bad going on in my life, I don't like it. It smells like dirty pine needles if I don't like it. When I am sad and I need to like forgive somebody, this smells like the best woods I've ever come across. Another one that does a change for me is this one right here, Console. When I am sad, I want to roll in this. I feel like this is the best smell in the entire world. It's decent right now, which maybe I've got to get over something. When I don't need to be consoled, it smells like grandma to me. I don't even like it at all. But that's the thing about our bodies. Our body is chemistry. The chemistry is always changing. By just smelling these, the aroma effects actually change the chemistry in our brain. One I love all day, every day, no matter what. Cheer. Absolutely love cheer. I adore it. It is amazing, it is refreshing, and it does what it says it does. It cheers you the beep up. One oil I want to share with you real quick, other than the cheer. I love this cheer though. Let's just put a little more cheer on. Cheer! Wow! 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 I'm just kidding. Oh, I gotta tell you a story about Wild Orange real quick. Okay, so my friend, she's got this daughter, little girl, like 8 years old, and she loves Auntie Shaenna's oils, right? So every time I come over, she's like, oh, can I smell? Can I smell? And I'm like, yeah, you can smell, baby. So she wanted to smell the Wild Orange. I didn't think about it. Give her the bottle. Wild Orange is a big bottle, by the way. It's like 10, 15 bucks for like a big, big bottle of it. She takes the lid off and she's all, and I grab the bottle from her and she's all, woo, 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 and she went running around the house and I was like, oh my God, where's the lavender? And I've got the lavender and I'm like shaking the lavender and putting the lavender all over her. It was hilarious. So we decided that she wasn't allowed to have Wild Orange anymore. Not unless we were going to go do something that was directly going to result in her exerting energy, because that was crazy. But Wild Orange is another one. If you're feeling down in the dumps, I've got a lot of stress going on, it's just something about the smell of the citrus. I think it's the same as with bergamot. It just lifts you up. Lemon is also like that. And I drink actually the lemon in my water, but we'll get onto that when I talk to you guys about depression. Anyway, so the last one I want to talk to you about oils wise was this one right here, and this is breathe oil. Let me take the lid off so you guys can smell it. Oh, my fingernails. Okay, so I made bath bombs last night. They were charcoal, so that's charcoal in my, sorry about that. They're clean, they're just, you know, stained a little bit, but okay, so this breathe oil, I absolutely love it. I don't use an inhaler anymore. I only use this breathe oil, and how you use this actually is, it's just the same. You put a drop in your hand, one drop, rub your hands together, you cup over your mouth and your nose, and you breathe in through both. You can alternate one or the other, or you can do both at the same time. I like to alternate. So this is for respiratory health, but this actually helps in situations where I feel like I can't breathe. I physically can't breathe because I am just like overtaken by whatever the crap is going on in my life. The stress is overwhelming. This is really, really good for detoxifying that stress. This is when you cannot breathe because it has eucalyptus in it. But this has laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, cardamom, ravicera. That's it. I don't get that the inhaler used to give me. I just can breathe better. But it also helps in calming my stress. So this is another one I really just, doesn't matter who you are, I feel like it could really, really help. So those are some of the things I do. If you're at home and you have the ability to take a bath or take a shower and literally wash the negativity off of you, please do it. If you have a pool and you're able to jump in a pool and literally wash the negativity off of you, please do it. Those are things that I do all the time. And again, this isn't, you know, I'm not trying to take other people's practices and bring them all together. I'm more like, what have I taken out of my life that has worked for me? And that's why I'm trying to give to you, is those things. Because I don't know how to tell you to do what so-and-so said if I've never tried it and it didn't work for me. I only know the things I've personally done. So hopefully that's coming through.